Hello, Kat.
Hello, John.
How are you?
Oh, John, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, good. I am as well.
Oh, I
thought I'd just go ahead.
No.
It's a labor-saving device. I can just go ahead and answer, and I'll assume that you would have asked.
I was about to.
Right. No, I'm sure you were. I'm sure. Kat,
John.
never been more confident about anything in my life. Than the
Wow.
fact that you were just about to ask me how I was.
You know what? I'm just going to do. John, how are you?
I mean, I think I've already answered that.
I'm glad you saved us some time.
Yes, I'm good because I am doing a podcast with my friend.
That's me. I'm your friend.
I mean, am I overstepping? Is that?
No, I'm.
Okay.
Am I being presumptuous?
No, not at all.
Okay, great.
I mean, you would know. Like you are my. I am your friend, and then you are my friend.
Right.
But also, yeah. There's no other. There's no. I've actually stated both sides of it.
I think you did.
I have. Yeah. To this podcast.
Yes.
That we're doing. These two friends.
Who are us?
Who are us? Who we are?
Who we are?
Yes. It's yeah, Kat, what do we do on the podcast?
John, let me take over.
Please.
John, we talk about mistakes. Yours, mine, other people's. And when I say other people's, I mean friends of
Kat,
ours.
What do you mean when you say other people's?
Oh.
Sorry, I'm lagging a little tonight.
It's a bit of a delay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
When I say other people,
Mm-hmm.
I mean sometimes we have friends on.
We do, sometimes.
Sometimes we have people we haven't met that become friends because they've come on the podcast.
Yes. Usually one of us has met them first, I think.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not fact checking you in real time.
Well, I'm just trying to think, actually. Yeah. Have we had someone on that we haven't both known well?
There was one time when we were scheduled to have someone on.
Yeah, this was
whom
cold
right,
guest.
totally cold. Neither of us had ever met this person.
Mm-hmm.
If you just took them at their resume,
Yeah.
it was quite impressive. I mean, like,
Professional.
right? Like among the top celebs that will have been on this podcast. We're not talking about your other podcast, but on this one.
But honestly, their resume was like major television comedy
Solid.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Recognizable face, at least, if not
Right.
name as well.
Right, and maybe as a result of that, that person boned out on us with no warning, and
We got ghosted. No,
Yeah, well,
we didn't
wasn't
get
even-
ghosted. They canceled, right?
yeah, here's how it went down, Kat.
Okay, remind me. It's
It
been
was
a
the
while.
day. It was the day of
Professional. Did I say professional?
Yeah, totally. The day of we had agreed that we would make an episode of the My Mistake podcast with said guest, and that guest, I had not heard from them, but I don't like to badger, especially when it's somebody of this stature in the industry, right? Like I definitely don't want to badger. So I waited till the day of, and it was a couple hours before, and I'm like, I'm getting a little nervous because I haven't heard from this person. I didn't want to bug him. So I contacted the person and said, hey, are you going to be ready? You know, because I did hit you up and ask you about like what equipment you were rocking, and didn't get an answer to that. But that can happen, you know, whatever. And I got an answer back that was, oh, sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it. Can we do it next week? And Kat, here's the thing.
Tell me what the thing is.
I don't have the greatest self-esteem in the world, right? And no, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's good not to have the greatest self-esteem in the world. You know who's got a lot of self-esteem?
I think
Elon
I know who
Musk.
you're gonna say. Oh, I was going to say Donald Trump.
Sure, him too. But I'm like, right now, I think he might be effectively sidelined, whereas Elon Musk is running rampant throughout
That's true.
The world. And you know, it's so. I just remember little baby Cat from like 3 months ago, who was very excited about the SpaceX thing.
Don't bring that up. Why would you bring that up?
No. But the thing was, here was the thing.
Baby Cat.
You were very excited about something that we should all be able to be very excited about.
I know.
And it was that we had some non-traditional people going into space.
Yeah.
Right? No, not the typical white male ex-military, people who were.
I mean, there was one of those guys.
You're right. There was one.
But there was a black woman. There was a white woman.
Right. Did she have an Instagram?
Oh, you fucking better believe it. She's blowing up on Insta.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, I was excited about it because it was like going into space, and it wasn't because they had $1 million to spend. It was because they had enthusiasm and they had a love for space, and they were chosen to go up into space.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had not heard any of the bad stuff about Elon Musk yet. So
I really hadn't.
No, and there's lots, but I probably should. I feel sad that I'm the one who disillusioned you, Kat. That I am the one who was like, "Oh, you don't know he's a dirtbag." Well, let me tell you a couple things. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it had to be done, so I'm glad it was a friend that disillusioned
that broke the
me.
news. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Anyway, this whole thing that I'm trying to remember where we started, where we got onto Elon Musk. Oh, self-esteem and the guy who stood us up.
That asshole that stood us up.
Yeah, totally. So here's the thing. I'm not like, this is like at my job, I think at most people at their jobs, sometimes you got to eat some shit. You just like, you just,
of course.
You just gotta. It's how it works. This is my side hustle, Kat. I don't know if everyone's aware.
I think they are, John.
Yeah? You think they're...
I think they are.
You think they're feeling the lack of effort that goes into a primary hustle from me? I hope not.
No, I think we remind them all the time that this is not a money-making
I don't know what you're talking about. We're like, listen, some people like it, right?
Yeah, some people like it.
Exactly. What are some of our other wonderful?
Oh God, I forget.
What's our merch? We just decided we needed to have. Yeah, I don't know.
I hope someone's keeping track.
We did. In our defense, we did ask someone to write it down.
It's probably AK. Someone write this down.
Someone write this down, please. Yeah.
Shit. Well, anyway.
But anyway. But Kat, when he said maybe can we do it next week, I ghosted him. Because I was so fuming. It was the day of, hadn't bothered to, contact us in advance. Clearly was not taking it seriously. And here's the thing. I don't expect Mr. Big Shot, Hollywood funny guy to necessarily take us extremely seriously. But when you schedule something, when you agree to something, your word is bond, right? Yep. Okay. And this guy, it wasn't.
No.
And we'll never tell because we're too classy. And also, I don't remember his name.
I don't know. But we are class all the way. Everybody knows
totally
that.
Class. Yep.
And I supported the ghosting as well. Because if you don't respect us, then fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Then don't say yes. Then don't do it.
Yeah. And there was no pressure. It wasn't like, I didn't expect a yes in the first place. And it was, the worst part is it was through a friend who's a good friend. And then the friend felt bad. And it's like, oh, dude, you shouldn't feel bad. Yeah,
now this guy's pissed off two strangers and he's made his friend look really bad.
Yeah.
So that tells you what kind of guy this is.
There you go. And that tells us what kind of podcast episode this is. Because while we're not the most disciplined people in the world, Kat. We're not. And there's no reason to be. Our format allows us this in cases where we do not have a guest.
Right.
And we also don't know what we're going to be talking about.
Correct.
Right. So therefore, anything we find to talk about is fair game.
And it will be mined and exhausted.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One more point about this anecdote that we're sharing with our listeners for the first time.
Yes.
Although I feel like we've alluded to it a couple times without really elaborating.
Right.
This guy...
We're nothing if not passive aggressive.
If it was like, let's say Adam Sandler, it would be like, yes, Mr. Sandler, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah. Come back
next week.
Yeah.
Or then, and then next week, can't do it. No, it's okay, Mr. Sandler, whenever you can do it.
We'll be here waiting.
This guy wasn't a big shot. he had some good credits, and he's obviously like been around for a while, and he's put in the work.
Yep.
You're not Adam Sandler, bro. Like,
no.
What are you doing, man? Don't treat people like this. Don't treat people like this.
Don't you think that this is probably just the last in a long line of bad decisions that he made, which is why, even though he was like really a hot item for a little while there, nobody knows who he is now?
Yeah, that's true.
Probably. Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I have to assume it, that sooner or later the truth will out. People will figure out, oh, this is not a nice person.
John, the truth is out there.
It is. It is.
Anyway.
So just so everybody knows, we're changing formats. My Mistake is now an X-Files podcast.
Oh, dude, don't fucking tease me, man.
Hey. I would be totally fine doing a rewatch of every single episode of X-Files and doing a podcast.
It would give us at least 100 episodes of content.
Of content. It totally would.
We would have to invite Wendy Woody on because she's a big X-File as well.
Yeah, I believe we've already invited Wendy Woody on.
Yeah,
she didn't ghost us, but no, maybe she's doing what Homeboy should have done.
No, in a very nonchalant way, where I'm like, hey, when you should come on, and I'd be like, okay, cool. Okay. When can I come on? And I'd be like, cool, I'll let you know, and then that was it.
All right.
Right now, Wendy,
she's coming into my house now. Okay, that's what's up. I mean, our house, but my house.
Wow.
I know,
okay,
right?
Hold on, be cool. Also, for in her defense, although she needs no defending. She's in bed right now. Like, she gets up at an ungodly hour to do the morning news, and so it would be.
I've heard all this excuse before.
We'd have to find a time that made sense for everybody. It might be a weekend. So
sure, could be during the day on a weekend. I remember fondly back before the COVID curtain slammed down that I would occasionally early on a Sunday morning. Pick up a couple of breakfast burritos on my way over to your recording studio.
Indeed, those were the days, man.
Oh man, I tell you.
Yeah, those were good times. Stroll in the door, we'd eat our burritos.
And pet dogs. We'd make greyhounds.
Just talk about, hey, what are we talking about? And, oops, let's stop right there. This is gold. This is good stuff.
Don't waste it. Get on mic.
Anyway.
I do just some housekeeping here. I want AK to know.
Hold on. Oh. Housekeeping. She's like that.
Can you give me 10 minutes? Sorry, that just came out automatically when I hear housekeeping. Can you give me another 10 minutes? And you know what, Kat? They never give you another 10 minutes. No, even if you get out in 10 minutes, you'll come back 7 hours later. They will not have touched your room.
No.
I mean, and of course, this is all at least 4-year-old information I'm talking about because I have not been inside of a hotel.
Yeah, how would you know?
In 3-4 years.
How would you know?
For almost 4 years, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
Anyway, yeah, it's been a minute. But some housekeeping.
Please.
I remember that I said that.
I forgot that you had.
Yeah, I know. AK wrote us the last time we read listener mail.
Yes.
AK let us know about the birth of a bison.
Yes.
In the UK. The blessed event. I did read the blessed event. Sure. Bless their hearts, because that's a whole thing that I apparently have been telling everybody "fuck you" for years now without even realizing it.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. What do you know? No, actually, I did know, but I said it. I figured the way that I said it made it clear that I didn't mean it that way. But whatever. Anyway, yeah. So I read the article, and I didn't feel like I needed to correct anything.
Oh, you're good.
I mean, I had not read, because I read AK's email without having read the article.
Right.
And I said a bunch of shit that was I was just you know how people do that on Twitter all the time? Somebody will post an article and somebody just reads the headline and then writes a screed that's longer than the actual article that makes it very clear they did not open the article and read it.
Yes.
That was kind of how that went.
Got it.
Yeah, but no notes for myself.
That's great. Okay, good.
Yep.
So we didn't like completely embarrass ourselves about that.
I don't
particular
know because I don't remember
point.
what I said exactly. But
Okay. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure. There's no Jurassic Park stuff happening here.
No.
One of the things that was interesting is like that these animals came from parks where they were fed. Like probably it was like people like would buy feed and give them a handful of feed or something like that.
Got it, yeah.
Or maybe they were just fed, and they have to be weaned off of that. So they're still giving them like a little food, but they want them to get to the point where they're just ruminating about the place
on their own.
and on their own. With no handouts. So they
That's
want to end bison welfare.
That's important. It's an important issue.
I wish there was a sound that went with the face that you just made, because it would have really aided in the podcast, I think. People would have realized that you did, in fact, react in a way. I'm not exactly sure what way it was.
I don't know either.
That's why I don't even know what the appropriate... Like, I would have Foleyed it in, but I'm not sure. There was a face, though, people.
If Anne was going to touch this episode, she would have had an idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Anne, maybe you can... no, Anne's not touching this episode.
If she's not editing, dude, she's not listening.
No, I know, but I wasn't even thinking about the fact she wasn't editing.
Oh, no.
But we're recording on Monday night,
That's right.
and this drops on essentially Tuesday night. So, yeah, Anne's not going to... She can't be fussed.
Can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered. I'm trying to. There's a British phrase. Okay, AK, I am calling you out here. Please give me. It's you can't. I'm sorry. And now I remembered. So don't worry. Just tell me if I'm right. I can't be arsed about it, or arsed about it. I can't be. But I think arsed. I think when you say it this way, I can't be arsed about it.
They're gonna
so
tell
now
us.
it turns out that it's a question anyway.
Yeah. Fair enough.
AK, what up? Did
What
I
up,
do it right?
AK?
I can't be arsed about it, or Anne can't be arsed to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because she's not editing this one.
I haven't actually heard that saying before, so this is an education for me.
All right. I may have just made it up. As far as you know, I did.
Okay.
Okay.
AK will let us know.
AK will. Bless their heart.
Bless their heart. Oh no.
In the best way. In the best way.
Okay.
All right. So Kat, have you gone anywhere, done anything, been anyone, done anyone, anything?
Well, I mean, listen, there's some things I'm not prepared to talk about.
Okay, fair.
On the
It's
podcast.
Boundaries, they're not good for ratings.
They're not.
But I understand.
But they're good for marriages and other relationships.
Word. Oh, so there are other relationships.
Have I? Friendships, John. Friendships.
Oh, okay. It's a brave new world out there.
Have I been anywhere or done anything since we've spoken on the podcast that is worth mentioning because it's funny or entertaining? I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. We talked last week.
Yeah.
What happened last weekend?
I think there was a convention in your world.
Sure.
No?
A virtual convention, virtual con.
Oh, it was virtual.
Oh, yeah. Virtual.
Uh-huh.
Which means you can roll right out of bed in your jammies and
For sure.
talk to celebrities.
And I'm sure that's totally what you did. There was no prepreparation, not at all. You just rolled out of bed.
Pretty fucking close.
Oh, really? I was joking. That's not your usual MO.
No, it was for Winona Earp had a Earp Curse Con, virtual con, and one of the people who I wanted to speak with has nothing to do with the show, Winona Earp, but she was still invited to the con. It's a long story. Don't worry about it. It makes sense.
Somebody from Warrior Nun?
No,
because that seems to be. I'm like, here, okay. Just let me give a little explanatory thing here. I follow Kat on Twitter, as all of you should, and many of you do.
that's so nice.
And because I don't avail myself of Twitter all that much, there's this sort of guilt by association thing that happens because of the algorithm. So because I read a lot of tweets from Kat and from Kat's network.
I'm so sorry.
Twitter thinks that I am in love with the following.
Oh, God, this is going to be good.
Winona Earp.
Sure, makes sense.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah, fair enough.
Warrior Nun.
That's a new one.
Yeah, and then there's these crossovers where the woman who created Winona Earp started tweeting about Warrior Nun. And it's like a Sharknado, but it's a TV NATO where all of these fantastic, strong female leads are just whirling away, being amazing in this cloud.
It's my kind of NATO.
There you go. Strong female lead NATO.
I love it.
We can get that greenlit. I think somebody's.
Dude, this is like it writes itself.
I'm saying, we. How many fanfic writers do you know, Kat?
Many.
All right, let's put together a spec script on this.
Done and done.
Strong female lead NATO. And I'm not even. The thing is, I'm not even kidding. This could be like the Scary Movie.
Yes.
Like this could be the franchise where we take all of the shows and movies with strong female leads,
right,
and put them all in one film. Think about what this would be, just as from an employment standpoint for women actors in the industry.
It would be huge.
We could have everybody in it. It'd be like, what's the one that's got like Schwarzenegger and Stallone and
the
all the
Leftovers.
The Leftovers? Is that the one?
I think that's what it's called.
All right. So
I
don't know what you want to call this one, but this is we need to do it.
This is good.
We need to make it happen.
This is good.
I'm just
Write that down. Somebody write that down.
Hey, AK, could you write that down, please? Working title: Strong female lead NATO.
Trademark.
It's been copyrighted because I said it, and now it's being broadcast because you've heard it. Everyone who isn't Kat.
That's right. That works. Mm-hmm. That's legal.
I think that's my law degree came from Woolworths, and this is what's funny is like 97% of our audience won't know what Woolworths is because they're either from some country besides the United States,
sure,
or they're too young to remember what the 5 and dime was.
There you go. Well, we have adult lesbians are our main demo, so most of them I think will probably remember.
Okay. I'm down with that.
That's my argument.
Okay, I believe, and I cannot argue with you. I believe that your breakdown of our listening demographic is correct. Now, mistakers, if you don't fall into that demographic, you are still welcome.
Oh, of course, all are welcome.
Do not worry, all are welcome. And that's a wink to a certain part of the demographic.
It sure is. Here, look at that.
It sure is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there it is. Everyone welcome.
Everyone welcome.
Yep. All right. So, yeah.
So I
don't even know if I finished making the point that I was making originally.
No, you didn't. It was really well thought out.
Okay.
So I did what we call a selfie, which is really funny when you're in a virtual convention. It's just they take a snapshot of your Zoom.
Sure.
It's the stupidest thing.
Sebastian Maniscalco is a stand-up comedian. He refers to he goes, it's not a selfie, it's a lonely.
Fair enough.
I'm going to take a lonely.
I'm taking a lonely.
But so you took a selfie.
I took a selfie, and it was really it was the most economically it was in my budget, John.
Okay.
It was $15.
Okay.
And they call it a 30-second selfie. And I know this person I'm about to I want to have this selfie with. I know this person, right. And so I know it's not going to be 30 seconds. I'm getting at least 2 minutes out of this conversation.
Oh, okay. Special. Uh-huh.
I mean, so it was going to be worth the $15, well worth it. And I just wanted to support her because, again, not in the Earp fandom, technically. Not even, right. Not technically, just not. But it was invited because she has an association with an actor in the show. So I just wanted to support her and say happy holidays and all that stuff. So I did. I rolled out of bed, almost missed the call, and it was a good way to start the morning.
Nice.
That was on Saturday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I just not being involved in fandoms myself. Like I've never paid anyone to take their picture with me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that. Most people haven't, John.
Yeah. And the thing, like I go back and forth over whether I'm missing out or whether I've gotten one over on everybody.
I think if you have to think about that, then you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. You're winning, John. You're winning.
I feel like I've met a bunch of famous people and I have never had my picture taken with them. So you don't even know if I've really met them.
That's true.
But let's face it, if it's a selfie on Zoom, so it's not, is it video? They allow you to record for 30 seconds?
Oh, no, you can't record, John. That's against the rules.
Okay, then help me out. Help me understand what's a 30 second? You have 30 seconds to set it up.
You have 30. Hey, okay, we're gonna reenact this, okay?
Oh, it's a meet and greet.
It's a meet and greet with a photo at the end.
Okay, all right, I got you.
So you're sitting there, you're waiting for the screen to pop open, and then, boom, there they are. It's them, and then there's
the clock starts.
The clock is starting. You have to quickly unmute yourself and turn on your camera if that's generally how you go into a Zoom meeting, which is how I go into a Zoom meeting.
I go into a Zoom meeting with camera on, microphone muted, because people can just deal with what I look like, but I really don't want them to overhear me shit talking.
Man,
them
that is my worst nightmare, is having somebody hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah. Even though you're like a nice person, like
but still.
I feel like we both at least borne witness to people having that happen.
Oh God,
it's overheard. It's so bad. And in the age of like remote work, it's so easy to like be sharing your screen and inadvertently expose. Something.
That's my second worst nightmare. I was working on a pilot, and we were had a visual effects meeting, and there's probably like 20 people in the call, lots of producers, and like all the big wigs are there. And the second AD was there, but her camera was off. It's like we're waiting for someone to show up. It's dead silent. Everyone's just kind of sitting, waiting for the meeting to start, and you hear her say, God, I don't even know why I'm in this meeting.
That is the tamest one I've ever heard tell.
Oh, and I text. I was in the middle of texting her like, "You are not muted," and someone's like, "Whoever your name is, can you please mute? You're not muted." She just left the meeting.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's what you do.
And she never came back to meetings. So there you go.
They're gonna be in that meeting for a while, and it gives them time. Maybe they'll forget, but probably not.
That is so cringeworthy.
I can tell you that I once, and there's again, I watch too much stand-up. There's a stand-up who does this thing, but there's a whole bit about where you've sent a text to the person the text was supposed to be about. Yeah. And
that hurts my heart, John.
But like, it wasn't something like, I don't know why I'm in this meeting, Kat. It was, I think this guy's bipolar. And I sent it to the guy who I thought was bipolar.
No, you did not.
I did. And then it was like 20 minutes later when I figured it out. So it wasn't even like an instant. And then it's like, do I delete this? Because he might not know that I'm talking about him. He might think I'm talking about somebody else.
Yeah, you could be talking about anybody.
Kat, I deleted it.
Okay. Does it show up as how did you delete it? What app were you using?
Slack.
Got it. So the message, but does it leave them like message deleted? Because in Teams, you can delete a message, but it says message deleted. So I know that you deleted a message.
Yes, Slack does not do that.
Oh, good.
Slack is like actually like cool about, this person clearly did not want this to hang around. So
man, that is not fun.
No. And Kat, I'm pretty sure that guy was bipolar. I mean, just between you and me. and however many people listen to this episode.
Boy, oh boy.
So yeah, with Slack, it does not leave any evidence that anything has been deleted. So later on, you just feel totally gaslighted. What are you talking about? I never said that. It's possible there are certain settings that you could have in Slack when you set it up.
Maybe, yeah.
But one of the things I like about Slack, and I have no idea, they might have turned evil and changed this, but back in the day, they made it so that kind of like, for instance, when we get on Zoom, if somebody's recording, Zoom makes damn sure everybody knows it's recording,
which
so
is
you
good.
don't say anything you're gonna, regret. Slack has a setting where it's possible for the corporate overlords to read everything that gets put in Slack. But if it gets set that way, when you join a channel or something like that, it tells you, hey, anything you say here could be monitored.
Well, at least it tells you that.
Yeah, exactly. Or it did. This is how they get you. They start off being super cool. Remember when Facebook was like nothing but your friends?
Sure.
Talking about what was going on?
That was such a good time.
I mean, I'm still on Facebook, and I will tell you, it's like a fraction of my feed that actually comes from my friends anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like 3 friends who post 7 times a day. Those are the ones that I see.
Yeah.
Everything else is promoted tweet. What I really love about that is that now, and this has just become like a riff on social media kind of, but is you get these promoted tweets, and sometimes they have like fun little things, and then those 7 people who post all day long, they will have copied the photo from the promoted tweet the promoted post.
Yeah.
And then they will have reposted it. So I'll see a good one. I'll see it 3-4 times. Like, if it's a Vanity Fair cover with Rachel Maddow on the front of it.
Interesting. That's a specific example.
It's a very specific example. Have you already talked about that on the other podcast?
Not at all, John. This
Can we talk about it on this podcast?
Fresh content, if you want to.
Okay. I mean, it's not a mistake per se, but it is fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Yeah. Well, why don't you tell? I would love to know how this unfolded for you, because I feel like I was merely a player in the larger game that was the Vanity Fair advertising cover photo of Rachel Maddow.
Sure. Okay. This would have been, I guess, beginning of last week. My wife, her name is Leah, brought to my attention that there is a Rachel Maddow has had like a photo spread in Vanity Fair, and one picture in particular she showed me and said, "This is you," and it's Rachel cutting some wood. She's got an axe. She's in mid-swing, like she is. It's an action shot.
For sure.
She's wearing a red and black plaid flannel, black T-shirt.
I would call that buffalo check.
It's a buffalo check. Wow.
Buffalo check.
I love that, John. You are a lesbian at heart, aren't you?
I mean, I wear the Birkenstocks. I wear the buffalo check. It's a yeah.
It's a strong, bold. I love the buffalo check. I gotta say, it's a good pattern. And she's wearing some jeans and some like black, probably like some gum boots or something, like some sort of like waterproofy thing. She's on her farm in somewhere in the Northeast. I think it's like Massachusetts.
Sure.
And she's making a face, and so like she's like, ugh, she's straining, she's cutting that wood, and she's contorting her face in such a way where it really looks like me. If I was making that face, that's what I would look like.
If you were making that face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for, okay, now here's the thing. Like what I saw was some jeans that looked very much like some jeans that my friend Kat might wear.
Sure.
A buffalo check flannel over a T-shirt, which is also very much in the wheelhouse.
It's my brand,
wardrobe-wise, for Kat Crimmins. And then partially obscured face, but wearing black framed glasses that are not dissimilar to the ones that you're wearing. Nothing about Rachel Maddow's face looks like your face, in my opinion.
Okay.
And certainly not the way she had it all screwed up in her head. but she did have she was pulling a puss, and it was, and you know, there was some there was strain happening. So
there was straining.
Like, yeah. So when that happens, your face can kind of lose its typical character that you see at rest, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
So the fact that the glasses were very similar, the hair from what you can see in the shot is very similar, and the clothing is right on point.
It's spot on, John. I then so my wife showed me the picture. We had a good laugh, and I was like, I'll be right back. I went in. I put on that exact buffalo check plaid shirt, and I was probably wearing a black T-shirt and jeans, and I said, and here I am. And my wife and I had such a laugh, John. We were just having such a good time.
And you thought it was just going to be contained to the two of you, didn't you?
It was so fun. No, but because my wife was like, well, we have to send this to people. Like, we have to pretend it's you. Like, we have to just send it to people and see what they say.
Okay, now I'm just upset.
Well, hold on.
It was not sent to me.
Hold on. So
Okay.
She's like, I have a text thread of my siblings and their significant other. So it's you know, all the people that fit that category. And so Leah drops this picture in, and I think my sister loved it. And then my sister-in-law said something like, "Whoa, go, you go, girl," or something like that. And then my brother-in-law posted, "So I married an axe murderer" poster referencing like, "Oh, who are you murdering with that axe?"
Right.
And Leah's like, "They don't know that's not you."
Right. And this was recreated in a Facebook post by your wife, wherein the people who commented on Facebook also were unaware it was not you.
And I think of the maybe dozen or so people who interacted with that photo, I think one of them was like, I think before you said it, because you eventually said something, right? Didn't you say something?
No, I texted it directly to you without having been exposed to it. I didn't know you already knew it.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, I didn't think, I mean, it's a bit uncanny, but it would have been very normal for me if you had never.
Got it.
If you were unaware of it until I texted it to you.
Got it.
But I've discovered I'm way less hip these days than I used to be.
Oh, don't say that.
Almost every time I try to tell anybody anything, they've been aware of it for much longer than I am.
Fair enough. So,
but this isn't about me. It's about
Rachel Maddow. So most everybody made some sort of comment, assumed in reference to it being me, and then one person was like, "Rachel?" ? Like, it was like almost no one put together. And here's the thing, because it looked like me. Like, it obviously it's very easy to mistake me for this person because Leah and I had a laugh about it because it looks a lot like me.
Right.
So my family had no idea. And Leah's like, this has to be your new profile pic on Facebook. You have to change your profile pic. I was like, okay, I'm never on Facebook, so sure. So I did that. And then I sent it to my group chat of con friends, and some of them are like, this is awesome. Like, what do you, I'm like, no, guys, it's not me. And actually, Anne is in that group chat, and she said, yeah, I hope I'm not telling tales out of school. She said, I just saved that photo because I thought it was hot, and then Google Photos asked me if that was you.
No, I mean, it's like, it's obviously Vanity Fair was really like putting this out there to people who the algorithm knows are big fans of Winona Earp and Xena, Warrior Princess, and Warrior Nun.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Just people like me. I mean, is what I mean.
Yeah, apparently. And then you did as well. You sent me that photo.
I actually saw it in the wild on Facebook in an advertisement for that issue of Vanity Fair, or and so it's. I mean, I think the one I sent to you actually had the cover text on it,
little logo or something. But
yep,
yeah. So that we've been having fun with that.
I bet.
So now Leah calls me Rachel. And I made a joke about, do you like my Rachel hairdo? Like Rachel hairdo back in the old days. Jennifer Aniston,
like the
Rachel.
Friends.
Not anymore. Rachel Maddow.
Yep.
Listen, I am more than excited to be mistaken for Rachel Maddow. I think she is a very attractive woman, very smart, And very successful. 3 things I wish I was.
I think.
Golly.
I think you got to be at least 2 of those. You have to pick.
I mean, it's not a hard choice. And we obviously have the same taste in clothes. Mm-hmm. So there you have it. So that was fun.
Yep.
That was a bit of a laugh we had last week.
Ha 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 ha. Yep. So that's a thing that happened.
That was a thing. That happened.
Yeah, totally. And I've sent you an isolated version of the photo.
You should
Which I love it because like iPhone now lets you like if you just tap on a person and then slightly move them to the side, you can save them out away from the background. It's not always 100%, but it's kind of interesting.
It's really neat, actually. I did it accidentally a couple of days ago, and I was like, did I break my phone? What's happening?
That's fun. That's exactly what happened last night with Michelle, where she discovered that this was a thing. And then I'm like, ooh, let me see. And then I'm like, oh, yes, this is clearly on purpose.
So
that would be hard to do by accident.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I've zoomed in uncomfortably close to Rachel's face.
Yeah.
It looks nothing like me.
No, not at
the
all.
The farther away you are, the more it looks like me.
Right. So somebody looking at this on their phone, it's like the glasses are enough. And yeah, like there's a big grimace going on, and I'm not talking about the purple McDonald's monster or whatever.
Oh, you're not?
She is clearly an extremis. She is straining here.
She is an extremis. Mm-hmm. And she's in much better shape than I am. So
I don't know about that.
I think so.
Kat, I don't know.
I don't know, John.
I mean, it's been a while since we have gone on a bike ride together.
It has been a lifetime, John. Feels like a
like
lifetime ago.
Feels like it. Ready
God.
to change that when and wherever.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Do you still have a bike?
I have several.
Okay. We should ride one with me sometime.
We should ride bikes sometime.
I like
we're right next to that bike path,
Yeah, I know. You acquired a house very close to the bike path.
Yeah,
That's good.
You should come over sometime.
Totally.
Ride some bikes.
I feel like this is really, like, we rarely just devolve into a Kat and John conversation.
Oh, that's what's happened. Hey, listen.
I feel like that's what's happened.
I'm gonna turn this around.
All right, turning the bus around.
Back on the old My Mistake Expressway.
All right.
So, John, we have some mail.
We do.
And I'll tell you what, John, something that's fun that just happened. We just literally got a piece of mail as we were talking.
I see that.
Did you see that?
I see that now.
But before we go into the email inbox, I have a very special surprise for you.
Oh, my goodness.
And I am so happy I'm able to do this.
I have goosebumps. Okay.
John, in my hand
Yes.
is a piece of mail
Okay.
that someone has sent to the My Mistake podcast.
Care of Snop.
Well, listen, you're not supposed to read that part. Why do you have to ruin everything?
I'm sorry. I've always got to be looking for the.
Listen.
What's the opposite of the silver lining? The dark exterior of the cloud.
Perhaps. Here's the thing. Snop is paying the bills for this P.O. box.
Fair enough. I'm down.
So
I'm down to see this.
It was a smart move for them to put this in care of.
Physical mail.
It's physical mail. It's made out to us, Kat Crimmins and John Fitzgerald, both spelled correctly, impressively.
Right.
All our names are spelled right.
Yep.
It does say care of SNOP. And then it says regarding My Mistake podcast down there.
All right.
And then they've used the P.O. box as a return address. So I don't know who this is from.
Oh, and you haven't opened it.
I haven't.
It looks sealed.
It is sealed.
That's the OEM factory seal.
It is
on that.
Untouched. So I'm going to do this right now. This could be a huge mistake.
If there's white powder in there, don't snort it. I'm going to just say that.
I mean, I'm looking at it. It doesn't look like there's any wires or anything coming out of it.
Okay.
I'm going to open this. I'm going to read it. And if this is a huge mistake, this will never make it to air. So no one will ever know.
No one will ever know, right?
There's no way to know.
And I'm far enough away that if it explodes, then it won't hurt me.
No.
I mean, other than emotionally.
Well, and you'll get over that. All right. Let me open this up. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, here we go.
careful with that box cutter. It looks for serious.
It's dull, which is a problem. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. And nope. And drum roll, please.
Okay. Okay.
This looks okay.
I'm taking. There's two things in here.
Okay.
Let me read the note first.
Okay. That's you read the card, then you open the gift, right?
Okay. That's how it goes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dear Kat and John.
Uh-huh.
When Barb makes her way to Southern California, she may need to be shown Santa Catalina Island. She can meet her relatives there.
Barb the bison.
I enjoy your podcasts, both of them, Kat. Oh, sorry, John.
That's okay.
As
long as I'm in there. As long as I'm mentioned.
I often fall asleep to them. Cheers, signed X. It's very mysterious, John.
Oh, this is very mysterious.
And then the other item is a folded. It looks like something from a magazine.
Okay.
I'm gonna open it up.
All right.
Oh my goodness! It is a news article. It says a hairy problem. Bison on a California island represent one of Hollywood's weirdest legacies. It's an article about the bison on Catalina Island, which we talked to Barb about.
Can you tell what publication this is from, Kat? I'm curious.
Well, yes. It's from the Smithsonian Magazine.
Oh, wow.
So it's a couple months old.
Okay.
And
isn't that how long it takes mail to
that's fair.
These days?
It was hastily torn from the magazine.
This is not like somebody didn't take a razor and...
if they did, I don't want to critique anybody, but if they did,
no.
It's a little jagged. I don't know if you can see the jagged edges there. Anyways.
I see it. Hey,
so
somebody... This is the first person ever to go to the trouble and pay for the postage to send us a piece of physical mail.
Is huge.
And it's relevant. It's bison related. What is more my mistake than bison related news items?
I can't think of anything. So X, thank you so much. I'd love to know who you are.
As would I.
This is quite the mystery. I love a mystery, John.
No, who doesn't?
So this is so exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you for making our day, X. And I love I love everything about this. So thank you so much.
I like that the magazine wasn't like cut up and then like in ransom note format. It was just one page.
It definitely crossed my mind that that's what I was about to open, but
for sure.
I'm going to go ahead and put this in a Ziploc bag and send this off to the forensic lab.
There we go.
And see if we can identify who this is.
You should really have been wearing your nitrile gloves while handling it.
I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, sure. Thank you, X.
Thank you, X. That was so exciting. Yeah. I get through the U.S. Postal Service, I've signed up for basically every morning they send me scans of everything coming that day in the mail.
Nice.
And so I get one for the P.O. Box too. And so I saw that. I was like, I have to go right away. I have to go right now over there today to get it. So it's only been sitting there for less than a day. And I had to just get it out of here. I knew we had to do this.
I signed up for this service, Kat, but they wanted my cell phone number, which I don't normally give to anything.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, no, I want to do it by mail. And they're like, okay, we'll send you something and you can sign it. And then say, and it never got.
Oh, no.
This is the irony of the piece of mail that I never received.
Oh, no.
I would have seen the photo of it in what was being sent. Had I only given them my cell phone.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. What are you going to do? All right, speaking of cell phone numbers, I'm not suggesting we read anything right now.
Oh, okay. But we should.
But there's stuff coming over the wire.
I mean, we should jump into it, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Are we doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Who do you, how do we, what do we?
All right. Why don't I do the first one?
Okay.
And I gotta be totally honest here. I did glance at it. I just skimmed it real quick
That's
earlier.
fine. Okay.
And it may be why I sort of alluded to some things about this at the time as well.
Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Okay. This, Kat, is an email sent to us 4 days ago by Master Chief Jen.
Master Chief.
Master Chief. Master Chief says, "Hi, Kat. Hi, John. How are you?" I think we've already answered this question. "I'm doing pretty well." Well, I'm glad to hear that.
That's good.
"I'm at work, but I'm taking a few moments to email you because I am taking a break and blowing off said work." Fair. I do love it when people tell us what they should be doing when they're actually writing us an email.
It tickles me.
It does me too. It's like, oh, this is how we're contributing to the world, missing out on whatever it is that this person would be doing otherwise.
Yes.
I am currently in the middle of preparing my division's section of our weekly command briefing.
Whoa.
Right? That sounds very important.
Very important.
Like, yeah, I feel a little, I'm a little queasy knowing that we might be getting in the way of that. Which means I get to look through 5 or 6 different spreadsheets for maintenance and project completion, and then distill those reports down into one report. And let me tell you, that is exactly as exciting as it sounds.
Fair enough.
So I'm emailing you instead. You're welcome for my service, which is a fantastic line.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, Jan. I've been listening to your older podcasts, and I am noticing just how often John uses the phrase, "bless their hearts."
Oh, no.
Right? I have, no, but this is good,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think it's good. Okay.
We'll see.
I have come to the realization that he does not, as he mentioned that one time I jumped on him about it, use it as a polite way to say, "Go fuck yourself."
Got it. Okay, good. Okay.
and then in an just absolutely accurate observation, she then says, "Well, every now and again you probably do mean it that way, John, but most likely not when you said it about AK's email.
Oh.
So I apologize for yelling at you about it."
Oh,
Thank
that's so
you.
nice.
And I did not mean it about AK's email. Sometimes I actually mean bless their heart. I really do actually mean it. The fun part about saying it when you actually mean it is that people have to then discern when you actually mean it and when it actually means what your Southern grandma means by it. And that's just a little puzzle that I drop out there as an Easter egg
it's a fun
for
game.
anybody listening.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Hey, look at that, though. I made a mistake and gave you free content. You're welcome. Thank you for your other service.
Oh, yes,
Master
always.
Chief Jen. Yes, absolutely. I think we're going to be hearing more from Master Chief Jen.
Very soon. We're circling
shortly.
in on a
Yes.
date and time. We're very close to inking it. So
Yep.
Master Chief Jen might be the next, the featured guest of our next episode.
For sure.
We'll see.
Sometimes she's in an undisclosed location.
That's
Sometimes,
right.
we really have to tiptoe around this stuff.
No, for sure. We have to be very, very careful.
Yep, for sure.
Thanks, Master
Thank
Chief.
you. Yeah,
We appreciate you so much.
100 P.
Okay, John.
All right, yeah.
Are you ready
so
for
where we
this?
at now?
Are you ready for this next one?
I mean, I don't know. Am I?
I don't think you are. Okay.
I might not be.
This email is entitled "The Best Email You Will Ever Receive."
Wow. That is a bold claim.
Yes, it is, John.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to be fair, Master Chief Jen just dropped some very entertaining content.
Absolutely.
Some-
There was an apology for
Yeah.
an earlier accusation while also acknowledging that perhaps some of the time there's a clandestine fuck you happening.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of good stuff in there, but this cat, this
This is the best.
portrays itself to be
It's the best email we will ever receive.
the best email we will ever receive.
Good afternoon, Kat, John, and my mistakers. Very proper. I appreciate that.
I like addressing the audience. That's good.
It's very inclusive. They continue. How is everyone doing on this fine Wednesday? I am listening to the podcast right now. The one about the holiday shit shooter. Did you see what I did there? #friends. Oh, I see.
The one about.
I see what you did
Right?
there. Yeah.
That's yep. I'll be honest with you. I did not see that
You're
at
off
first.
to a great start. They continue. I am one of Kat's longtime friends from junior high. We go way back. I have not been a guest on the pod because I don't make mistakes. Ha! That was aha with an exclamation point in all caps.
I'll be honest with you. I can't refute that.
I mean, listen.
I cannot refute that statement.
But she keeps telling me to write an email because the text we write every day are not good enough. I don't think that's exactly how I say that. And then she says,
I think it's terrible you talk to your longtime friends like that.
Yeah, they like it. She continues, I don't know. So here I am writing an email when I'm supposed to be working. Letting us know what you're doing instead. Yep. Listening to us instead of doing whatever. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
We encourage unproductivity or non-productivity.
Non-productivity. We are anti-work.
We are anti-work. That's a good slogan. Write it down. Somebody write that down. I have never met John in person. Is that true?
That is true, I believe. Yeah.
There's only one time I think you would have met, and I guess that you must have been ships in the night.
Perhaps.
She was there when remember when Scott Thompson came over for Leah's welcome home party?
Oh, well then
she was
100% I would have met there, but let's face it, Scott Thompson has a way of just eclipsing anyone else in the area.
Okay. I have never met John in person, but he sounds like my kind of guy. Such a funny guy. Hi, John. Okay.
Hello.
Now John thinks this is the best email we'll ever receive.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've been mentioned twice. So I'm liking it.
She is kicking Amber's ass as far as emails go.
That's right.
Okay. We continue. So the whole point of my email, I have a deer story. John mentioned...
And that's DEER.
Yeah. John mentioned on this podcast I'm listening to right now that there were a lot of dead deer on his recent road trip to Utah. Well, my story doesn't go that far, but it was pretty traumatic for me. I left work... Picture it, John. I left work early. I work in Westlake, which neighbors the city Thousand Oaks.
T.O. Strong.
So here I am driving and probably singing in my car. I'm on Avenida de los Arboles. All of a sudden...
Avenue of the Trees to you and me.
Oh, well done. To me as well, though. I grew up not far from that street. All of a sudden, a giant deer comes running out of the hills that are literally in between two neighborhoods. Across the street is a strip mall. This street is 6 lanes, 3 each way. I slammed on my brakes and screamed, and bam! The deer hits my passenger headlight and rolls on the hood of my car. I'm funny, John.
It is, and I want you to know that I'm seeing this in a shot that is very it was originally popularized by the movie 300, where there are these battle scenes, and what happens is things start to happen really fast, and then they slow down to an absolute crawl, and you see something
super slow motion,
right? And you see way more detail than you would ever see, and then it speeds back up to a fast. So that's when I read this account. I want everyone to picture that 300.
Yes,
it actually happened in Wednesday as well.
Look at you! How timely, John. And I will say I'm laughing because I know the story. I know everyone's okay. No one was seriously hurt.
Right.
So that's why I'm laughing, because I know everything works out.
No, you're just a terrible person.
I'm a horrible person. But the author of this email, whose name I'm not going to say yet until they say it themselves, because I know that's driving her crazy. They're doing a very good job describing this story. So I think, I'm enjoying the story. That's why I'm laughing, I think, also. Not because I'm a complete asshole.
I mean, not complete.
The deer hits my passenger headlight and rolls on the hood of my car to the windshield, looks at me.
That's the 300 part. That's where it's going slow.
Rolls off, hits the median, jumps up and runs back to where it came from. Holy shit. I was so lucky. You really were.
You were really lucky.
People die that way. You know, like the deer like ends up in your fucking lap. I've heard those stories before. Terrible.
Yeah. The story that inspired this, those people definitely totaled their car. Like it was their car was not recoverable.
It's so scary. Holy shit! I was so lucky. No cars were near me because I think I went into the other lane. Goodness. I drove to the next street and pulled over to check my car. Only damage was a cracked headlight. I drive home, tell my husband what happened. He looks at me and starts cracking up. He says, I'm only laughing because you weren't hurt. That's exactly what we were doing.
You and her husband are like cut from the same cloth, Kat.
We are basically the same person, John.
Essentially the same person.
Yeah.
Yep. I've never seen a picture of the two of you together.
Because we're
This could harken back to my Tig Notaro, Adam Scott theory. I don't know.
There's a reason, John, because we are literally never in the same place at the same time.
Okay.
He's done everything he can to prevent that from
avoid
happening.
that. Okay.
I don't blame him. He says, I'm only laughing because you weren't hurt. Do you believe that? I do.
I do.
So that is my deer story. No one was injured, thank goodness. Those deer got to stay where they belong, in the woods. That's a little fascist.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Everything used to be woods.
That's true,
Like,
especially
it was
Thousand
all
Oaks.
woods.
Yeah.
And we just keep building houses more and more into their woods.
We do that, yeah.
We do that.
Not sure if this is what you guys are looking for, but I am here to help. Signed, Jill. Jill, you did it. You wrote us an email, and it was funny.
Did, and we read it on the air and talked about it and everything.
Good job.
Woohoo!
Well done, and we'll see. Maybe the best email we'll ever receive will holds up. Let's see. Maybe we'll see. We're going to start judging every email against this one,
right?
And let's just see what happens.
Fair. You know, I mean, the gauntlet has been thrown down
by Jill.
Like, yeah.
This is her. This is her idea. This is her fault.
We didn't. Yeah, this was not us.
No.
We didn't ask for this.
We did not. But again, Jill, glad you're okay. Glad
for sure.
Deer's okay.
Apparently the deer's okay.
Glad your car wasn't too fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully that cracked headlight, you know, your husband who looks just like Kat will probably fix that for you. I don't know.
To be fair, he looks like Rachel Maddow.
Oh, okay. Well, that's you and Jill's husband both look like Rachel Maddow. That's what I'm getting from this. That's my takeaway.
That's what I want you to take away.
Fair. All right. So we a little bit ago we only had one more email, but like ripped from the headlines, ripped from the inbox. I love it. We have two now. Shall I read the next one?
I would love for you to do that.
All right. Cool. This is from one of my favorite people who write in. All of the people who write in are my favorite people. But this is someone who's written in before. And guess what, Kat? She did it again.
She did it.
She did it. Hey, guys. By the way, this is Beck. It's from Beck. Hey, Beck.
Hello, Beck.
That's right. You do the Newman on it. I hadn't really noticed that before, but you definitely do the Newman on it.
I do. I like it.
Yep. Put a little Newman on it. All right. And Beck says, hey, guys. For some reason, I haven't sent you guys an email in a while, so I have no idea what we last talked about. I feel like I had some feedback from Ask an Aussie, but I can't remember anything apart from the fact that they are indeed called G-bangers. that what are indeed called
G-bangers. I don't remember.
So she remembers that. I remember taking a lot of heat over our apparent besmirchment of Tasmania as a state.
I mean, we deserved it though.
I mean, we did. You know, if you don't do your research and find out what's what, you get what you deserve. Right?
Wow.
When you're in a public forum like us. I mean, we got Tasmanian canceled.
Yeah,
They're only canceled in Tasmania, but you know, nobody wants to get canceled.
No, nowhere, no how. I think G-bangers. I think that was a joke. We were talking about G-strings, and we asked, like, what do you call them? And they said, like G-strings. And I think I may have said, are you sure they're not called G-bangers? I don't know.
Okay.
That sound right?
That makes sense. Because it started with thongs because thongs are what they call like flip-flops.
Right, there you go.
So you're wearing thongs on your feet, and in the United States, thongs are like G-string underwear.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Maybe. I don't know. I hope I'm not taking credit for someone else's joke, but I feel like that was me. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
You just like to own things that are good. I get it.
That's all I do is just steal people's material.
Just appropriate other people's awesomeness.
Mm-hmm. Like Rachel Maddow.
Right? No, if anything, Kat, and look me in the eye when I tell you this, she appropriated your awesomeness. You know what? Because here's the thing.
She would disagree.
Has anyone ever looked at a picture of you and thought that it was Rachel Maddow?
I don't know.
I mean...
How would I know?
I feel like you have a lot of pictures of you, right? And pictures of you have been circulated among people you know.
That's true.
I've never heard anyone say, that doesn't even look like Kat, it looks like Rachel Maddow. But a picture of Rachel Maddow has been mistaken for you by dozens of people at this point.
People who know me very well.
That's more than tens.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know.
It is.
It's dozens.
No, look it up.
It's true. It's a larger unit of measure. You should really get back to Bexy now.
I think we should, yep.
Yep. I do have fun facts about your quick mention of dinosaurs from last week.
Excellent.
Apparently that's a thing we also did, Kat.
Yep.
For a period of time, the Brontosaurus wasn't considered a real dinosaur. Mm-hmm. Scientists believed it was just a species of Apatosaurus. Mm. However, after a big study, they concluded that the Brontosaurus was in fact a separate kind of sauropod. Imagine how much further ahead I'd be in life if my head wasn't filled with dinosaurs.
Amazing.
You think about people like who study Latin or Aramaic, and like these are like dead languages,
right?
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting as fuck, right?
I think so. Listen, Beck is the dinosaur expert in my life. I send Beck random things about dinosaurs now. And
I'm going to do that now too.
You should. And she either already knows them or is like, yeah, I have that, I knew that. Here's this other interesting thing. And I just would like to say, can we just have a very warm round of applause to welcome Brontosaurus back into the dinosaur lexicon? Welcome back, Brontosaurus.
Welcome back.
Good to have you.
Because I just always assume any dinosaur that was actually mentioned in the Flintstones probably doesn't actually exist anymore.
Fair enough.
When I grew up, there were only like 3 kinds of dinosaurs. There were maybe 4. Let me see how many. So there was Brontosaurus.
Yes.
There was Triceratops.
Yes.
There was Stegosaurus.
Yes.
And then the T-Rex. So there was just those 4. Those are the only dinosaurs that
ever. Did you say Tyrannosaurus twice?
No.
You sure?
No.
Okay.
Unless I've had more to drink than I thought, which is possible. No, I said there was Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
There was Stegosaurus.
Okay.
Triceratops.
Okay.
And T-Rex.
That's right. My bad. You're right.
Okay.
I
No, it's your bad. It's totally your
really
bad.
my bad. I'm so bad, John.
It's okay. It's all right.
I'm sorry. God, I feel
I love you anyway. I love you in spite of it.
So embarrassed.
But so the thing is, but then what's interesting, when I was growing up, the picture that we had of Tyrannosaurus Rex was like, it was standing like up and down, right? And this is what this is. And also it turns out, if you read about this, there were these 2 hucksters who would buy dinosaur bones from everybody, and they just kind of put them together in random ways.
Totally.
And invented dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. The T-Rex was not, he didn't stand, he or she. Or they.
Come on, John.
Okay, listen.
No, you're embarrassed.
I'm a dinosaur, okay? When it comes to pronouns. But no, they did not stand erect, as it were. They were more forward-leaning, and those little arms make a lot more sense when you have this big tail as a counterbalance, and you can lean down and actually,
there.
Yeah.
Reach into that SUV.
Yes, exactly that, or the porta potty, or the end zone, if you're specific to Southern California.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So enough about dinosaurs.
Okay. I mean, we can keep going.
Clearly, Beck, our minds are filled with some dinosaur stuff as well. I did make a mistake this week, though, guys.
Okay.
Content. I smell content, Kat. I accidentally listened to a podcast about the worst ways to die.
Oh, no.
And now I can't stop thinking about it.
Don't do that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's... Oof. I might need... The worst part is, this is like a virus, Kat, because now I want to listen to this podcast, like the worst ways to die. I was listening to a super interesting episode about something completely different and then just let the next one play. And once it started, for some reason, I couldn't stop. I watch and listen to so much true crime stuff and never get bothered by the gruesome details. But this was one of those ones where they add in sound effects and stuff.
Oh, no.
Right? And it made me have a visceral reaction to it. And every time I think about it, I feel that same feeling. Autoplay is no longer my friend. She needs to work real hard to gain my trust back. To be fair, it's the algorithm. Autoplay's boyfriend, the algorithm, is making Autoplay do these things to you. So I mean, I don't want to make excuses for Autoplay, but
no, you shouldn't. But that's that's brutal.
It is. I mean, I a long time ago I told you a story about old time radio where there was an episode of a horror, not a podcast, radio show, where the monster turned people inside out.
Yes, I remember you telling us this.
Yeah, and they used a rubber glove being pulled off of someone's arm to do it.
So good.
And that's an example of people were vomiting. People were because they were picturing it as what it was being portrayed as rather than it being just a rubber glove that you use to wash dishes or whatever.
Easy.
Yeah. Anyway, so, one more thing, says Beck. You know when everyone sits down to watch the video where John Hammond and Mr. DNA explain how the dinosaurs were made and all the clone Johns keep saying, "Hello, John." I think of that every time you say hello to John, Kat.
I love that so much.
Okay, help me understand, though. John Hammond and Mr. DNA.
Yes.
From Jurassic Park?
We're back in Jurassic Park.
Okay. I got to rewatch it.
So when they they're getting the VIP tour, Sam Neill and Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Hammond's grandchildren. So they're going through as if they were paying guests. So you got to come in, you sit down, and you're in this theater, and then this little animated Mr. DNA.
I do remember this. Yep. And they're all saying,
"We're going to learn about dinosaurs."
Is it just written on the screen, or do they actually say "Hello, John"?
No, the animated character on screen is interacting with the real life John Hammond. It's like a gag they're doing. It's like, "Oh, hello, Mr. DNA. Hi, John."
I clearly need to rewatch this.
Here's the thing: it is such a small, nothing throwaway moment, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I have the voice of Mr. DNA in my head. He's been in there since 1995, John.
Fair. I mean, 1995, I was going through a divorce and contemplating moving to Los Angeles from the middle of America. So, I probably just kind of had other things going on for myself.
I mean, I guess. Not me.
But thank you, Beck, because I am absolutely going to watch Jurassic Park again, if only for that moment.
You need to.
Yeah, I've been watching Mythic Quest on Apple TV, which is I'm assuming our friend of the pod, Jason Bender, watches it. It's a very funny show about people who make video games.
Oh, fun. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he is deep into it.
I hope so. And if not, hey, Jason, I know you're probably not listening, but if you were, you should watch that show. He's not listening. I know he's not listening. It's not happening. And there was a reason why I started talking about that, and now I don't know what it is.
Well, because you are going to watch Jurassic Park.
Right. And I watched that. and there was something in it that made me think of it. But anyway, it's a good show. Everybody should watch it.
All right, check it out, everybody.
And I'm done. Yep.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Beck, so much. Appreciate ya. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
That's for Beck and only Beck.
Okay.
She'll appreciate it.
I mean, she's earned it.
DNA. I love that movie, John. It is honestly, it is. I say this about a handful of movies. It is a perfect movie.
Okay.
Just gonna leave that right there.
Speaking of like movies that are you a fan of the Goonies?
I do like Goonies a lot.
Okay, because I just saw today that the Goonies house is being purchased.
It's not for sale.
By a fan.
Oh, good.
And the thing that is a big deal about that is that the last people who owned the house, they were not fans.
We're not fans.
And people who were fans kept showing up, and they kept doing stuff like calling the police.
Oh boy!
Whenever that happened.
Way to be
and
cool.
I mean, like, here's the thing: some people are going to show up and they're going to be like ringing your doorbell.
That's not cool.
And that's not cool because like people they're civilians. It's not like you're going to ring that doorbell and Chester Copperpot is going to answer the door.
No.
But like, so now the thing is, if these people who bought the house are fans, they'll probably have like at least a more empathy for the people who are showing up.
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah.
I found out about the sale of that house through Olivia, one of our Aussies, because she is a big Goonie head.
I love it.
She is a super fan of that movie.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I will ask an Aussie about that next time.
You must, because like we could have an entire episode just talking to her about that movie. She loves that movie. So also a good movie. I'm not a super fan. Not even close.
No, I'm not either. As a matter of fact, I think I've only seen it twice.
Oh.
And Michelle and I have vowed to watch it together.
Oh, cute.
All the way through.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's going to be good.
Okay, great.
But yeah, I think we have one more email.
Oh, we do, John. Hot off the presses. This is the one that came in as we were talking about God knows what.
35 minutes ago.
35 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. The subject of this email is, well, shit. Hi, John.
A very different thematic
yes.
feeling from the best email you'll ever
receive.
Very.
Could not be more different.
No, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
It's fine. Hi, John. And Kat. LOL. Okay. Apparently, I made a big mistake. John, I'm so sorry if I hurt your feelings by not mentioning you by name in my previous email. Of course, that was never my intention. You make me smile, laugh, and get through my hardest weeks. I hope you know that from our unofficial group chat, thank you.
Yes. But here's the thing. I wouldn't be me if I didn't hold everyone's feet to the fire who even appears to slight me in any way, shape, or form.
Of course. And this email is from Amber, by the way. For those of you those of you who have no idea what's happening, this is from Amber.
Sure.
Amber continues, I was talking to Kat about how hilarious Anne's recent jingles are, and she told me she wouldn't say anything unless I sent an official email.
I love it. This is a follow-up to the official email that we're getting now.
I'm very strict when it comes to people. Like you got to send it to us. Don't just tell me.
And the gates need to be kept.
Yes, come on.
Yeah.
That is what spurred me to finally send the last email. Kat has known forever that she is one of my favorite humans in the world. I did know that. But I'm going to...
She's one of mine, too.
No, that's very nice. But I'm going to specify it here again, just to make sure everyone knows how much they're loved. And the little cute emoji, the heart flying around the smiley face. She makes me laugh like few can. Well, that's very nice, Amber. Thank you for saying that. And I will say... Some of the hardest times I've ever laughed in my entire life has just been me and Amber being silly, making each other laugh. So
I love it.
I know my emails are not nearly as well written as your regular writers. Well, you're no Jill, I'll tell you that. But few are. I know I know my emails are not nearly as well written as your regular writers, but I am for sure one of your biggest fans of all your tens of loyal listeners and fans. Love and appreciate you both so much. Heart emoji, happy smiley face with heart flying around an emoji. Thanks, Amber.
Well, I think I speak for both of us because I like to do that anyway.
You should.
When I say that we love and appreciate you,
We do.
also, Amber.
We love you, Amber, very much.
I was just giving you shit, and I knew better. I didn't. If you had actually felt bad, then I would have felt bad.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I think you both knew what you were doing
100%.
in a very fun way.
Indeed.
So thank you, Amber. Now 2 emails from Amber.
Right.
If we're keeping score, that's 2 Amber, 1 Jill.
You're just pitting them against each other at this point.
Listen, I got to have fun too, John. I got to have fun too.
Fair. We all have our hobbies, right?
We have come to the end of our email inbox.
And I think, unless there's something else, yeah, I think the end of the show
I
as
think
well.
so too.
I think so.
John, we had a few laughs, didn't we?
We did. We laughed. I didn't cry.
I didn't either.
There might have been some sadness somewhere. No, maybe not even. I think.
Well, you brought up your divorce.
Yeah, in 1995. That's not even a thing anymore.
No, you're right. It's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah,
It doesn't count.
Do you know the last time that mattered in any kind of a legally binding way? In order to marry Michelle, I had to prove to the state of California that I was no longer married to the person whom I had divorced in 1995.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the last time that really mattered.
Great.
Yep.
They didn't believe you?
Oh, no. I mean, I had to show them in
I
writing.
see.
It was very, very important that I have written proof.
That's very good. It's a good thing you had that.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't. I had to write the law firm that did it and get it back. And it's a good thing they were still practicing.
Holy shit! No kidding.
Could have gotten gnarly.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's a good tip for everybody. Make sure you get a copy of your divorce papers.
Yeah, and keep them in a place that's always going to be
safe,
accessible to you. Yep. Yeah, we got on this episode. We got a piece of physical mail.
Oh my gosh,
that 4 was emails.
Amazing! This is incredible.
Yeah, people just built this episode of the podcast for us.
They really did, and we can never thank you enough for doing that.
We cannot.
We appreciate all of you, even if you've never written an email or sent something in the P.O. box, which most of you haven't because only one person has sent it to us. And that was exciting. I'll never get over that.
Yeah. No. That person will always have been the first.
Always. And we'll never, we don't know who they are.
They took our physical male virginity and signed it X.
And we don't know who they are, and that's fun too. It's kind of a fun thing that hopefully we'll keep going on and on.
I would love to hear from X again. I hope we do. Would
be fantastic. If you want to be like X and you want to send us a piece of honest to God email.
Oh, no.
No?
Check that. A piece of honest to God.
Mail. I'll just cut that
We don't even talk about mail.
I know. I'll just cut that E right off. Mail, actual mail. You're going to send it to... No, John, don't get mad.
I'm not going to get mad.
You're going to send it...
I know you've got to have the podcast shall not be named in this plot.
Maybe I'll go and add our name to the list of names, but...
Don't do that.
So you're going to send it to John and Kat, care of SNOP, P.O. Box 6732, Burbank, California, 91510.
Exactly that.
There you go.
And the beauty of our medium is that they can just rewind that and listen to it as many times as they need to.
Put it on a loop.
You don't have to repeat it a whole bunch of times.
No. John, how can people send us an email?
They could send us an actual piece of email to mymistakepodcast@gmail.com.
Love it.
We will probably read it on the air, unless it contains a lot of racial slurs. And then Kat will read it anyway, but then we'll have to edit it
That's absolutely true.
That's 100% true. and then if people wanted to contact us or just see things that we have posted about previous episodes, they could find us on Facebook at My Mistake the Podcast. That is our page on Facebook. They could find us on Instagram at My Mistake Podcast. They can find us on Twitter, if it still exists, at My Mistake 17. We are there. If you would be so kind as to subscribe to this podcast, if you listen to it on the reg, even if you don't subscribe to it, that would be great, because then you might be encouraged and motivated to listen to it on the reg.
That'd be great.
And if you do listen to it on the reg, you probably like it, and therefore you should give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
And maybe, like a paragraph or even just a sentence about, this is a really funny podcast, 5 stars. And then boom, we suddenly are your best friends because you've done us a solid.
Best friends forever.
Yeah. We don't make money.
There it is.
Okay? I mean, we're doing this.
It's been a minute since you've had to say that.
Out of the kindness of our hearts. You will not hear about Blue Apron.
No.
You will not hear about Purple Mattress or Casper Mattress
No
or any of the mattresses.
Yeah.
Nope. We just give you 100% content right straight out of the goodness of our hearts. So it would be awesome if you could just pay back a little bit, just with 5 seconds of not even money. No money.
Just click.
Click, boom. Type, these guys are really funny. And 5 stars. Boom. There you go. You could do that.
Best friends forever.
If you're still listening at this point and hearing this and you haven't done that, what's wrong with you? Like, really?
Okay, now we're turning a corner here, John.
Have I done that?
No.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to turn a corner. We love you all, whether you do that or not. But we
really
love you
do.
more if you do.
We appreciate you guys so much.
Yes.
Thank you for showing up every week, and God bless you.
Bless your heart.
Bless your hearts.
And you know when that means A and when that means B.
Oh yeah, they can tell. They can tell.
They do. They can. Hey, Kat.
John.
Fuck Mike Pence.
Fuck Mike Pence.